before you do any goal setting, before you set any objectives, before you create any resolutions for your year ahead, you want to take into consideration these 3 things in advance so that you increase the likelihood of achieving your goals. Most people, when they're planning the year ahead, actually, most people don't plan the year ahead. And if you're one of those, I do urge you to create some kind of a plan for your year. What you want to do is you want to be the author of your life, the author of your year ahead, instead of allowing other people to dictate to you how your year should look. So you want to create a plan. In creating a plan, you want to consider a few things so that when you get to the end of the year, your plan has been fulfilled. You feel more fulfilled, you feel more inspired, and your objectives have been achieved. The first thing that we don't consider is that we create our plan from a reaction of the past. We do not close the book on last year. And what happens is we carry excess stresses from last year. And those excess stresses bring the brain to the lower centers, the reactive parts of the brain, and we actually create our year by reaction, using the reactive parts of the brain. And that's not very empowering. And when you're creating using the reactive part of the brain, you're not inspired and you end up creating more reaction in your life. You step into the next year pretty much how you ended the last year. You rush out of it and rush into it. So that's the first thing you want to do. You want to close the book on last year. The second thing that we don't consider is how achievable is our goal. Most of us set goals that are unrealistic and not achievable. Now, when we stretch ourselves too much, our brain also goes into reaction. And it feels like it's too much, it's too heavy, I can't achieve it. And because we haven't set little bite-sized chunks that we see are achievable and we are able to achieve, we start giving up too early, and we find 1 or 2 or 3 months into the year we've given up on our goals already. So what you want to make sure is that your goals are achievable and they're an adequate stretch, not too much, not too little. The third thing we don't consider most of the times when we're setting goals is that we do not align our goals and our resolutions with our highest priorities. A lot of the times we think we know what is important for us, but most of the time what we think we know is not really true because we're comparing it to some ideal reality which is not correct. So what you want to do is create a realistic goal that's aligned with your most important priorities. Most of the time we listen to everybody else and we want other people to define for us what our priorities are. And you put aside your own importance. So don't compromise your year. Have a look internally. What do you want? What is right for you? What is most important for you? And when you have that in place, you're able to set more realistic goals, more realistic objectives, and you'll achieve them by the end of the year. So as a foundation, when you're goal setting, planning, setting objectives, what you want to do is do these 3 things in advance. Close the book of last year. Make sure you don't carry any excess residue from last year into your new year. You want to know what is important for you. You want to identify what is really important for you, not listening to the people outside, but what is important for you. And the third thing is identify what it is you are inspired about. Most of the time we go into the world by reaction. We enter the world with the lower centers of our brain, the reactive parts. What you want to do is identify what you're inspired about so that you can access your future through the higher centers of the brain. In that way, you create an inspired reality for yourself instead of a reactive reality. What you want to do now is spend 5 to 10 minutes reflecting on these 3 key points and identify how you can plan differently for your year ahead. I'd love to hear how this has made a difference in your planning, so please write in the comments below. What you also may want to do is subscribe to our channel and be up to date with new perspectives of how to navigate the world of complexity. See you in the next video and stay fresh.